Wait, I don't know what any of this means. Sometimes I think my hair has its own zip code. It'd be awesome if I knew what I was doing. Hello, everyone. Everybody talks about how to make a habit, right? How to make habits stick, how to make them last, how to incorporate good habits every day. As a coach, it's our job to actually break habits. So I'm going to go over today how, as a coach, is the best way to break habits. Listen, we work with athletes of all different shapes and sizes, all different mental acuities, and with that, athletes tend to find a way to make difficult things happen, and their bodies tend to figure it out, sometimes a good way, sometimes in a bad way. And it is our job to make sure that we not only develop the athletes to make sure that they don't develop these bad habits, but sometimes it happens. So I'm going to go over a few key things to make sure that you know how to make these habits go away if they're bad habits and how to develop some good ones. All right, so first I'm going to talk about the bad habits. We see them all. I don't care how great of a coach you are. All of us have athletes that develop bad habits just because their bodies are trying to figure it out. So step number one, especially if the skater or athlete is a visual learner, you need to video them. So there is a wonderful book called The Inner Game of Tennis, and in that book, the author describes how difficult it was to have an athlete make a change and then keep that change so the habit doesn't come back. So what I do with my athletes is I video them and then I show them the video. Now, what's very interesting about this is no matter how long you've worked with an athlete, the feedback that I would give and the corrections I want to make might be completely different than what they see. So the most important part of this exercise is for it to be non-judgmental. What the book talks about is there are two athletes in your mind. So there is Cheryl number one and Cheryl number two. And Cheryl number one is the negative self-talk, very judgmental, oh, that was bad. Well, we don't want Cheryl number one. We want Cheryl number two. Cheryl number two learned how to walk as a baby by watching other people around us do it. You don't go up to a baby and say, all right, baby, first thing you're going to do is put your foot up, take a step. I mean, you can't do that, right? They just learn by watching and doing. So we're going to tap into that more primitive part of your brain that learns by simply watching and mimicking others. So you watch the video, you ask the athlete, what would you like to see differently? And they'll say, okay, my left arm didn't stay in front, my free leg was too high in the air. They will give you some kind of feedback. Then you say, okay, that is the one thing we're going to focus on. Now I want you to go execute the element again. I'm going to video it. And when you come back, I want you to tell me whether or not you felt like you made that change. So they go out and they do it. And they're like, no, I didn't feel it. Or yes, I think I did. And then you show it to them. What I have found is 90% of the time they have been able to tell me, oh, no, I didn't make the correction, or yes, I did. Because they're the ones choosing the correction, if that makes sense. It also empowers them. It also teaches them to be a better athlete when they're not being coached. Therefore, they're going to practice better. And I think that's key. So then I have them go try it again. We focus on that one thing. Now, once that one thing is corrected, then we go to whatever is next. Okay, now you fixed your free leg in the air. What else would you like to see different? So once that's changed, and then they come over, they look, they make a choice, they decide, then they try it again. And step by step, what I have found is that this is the quickest way to make the habits change. So I found this absolutely helpful. Hopefully that's a lot of information for you. If you like this kind of content, please let me know in the comments below if there are things that you'd like for me to address. I'd love to help any of you become better coaches, and then we have better athletes. But please give it a thumbs up if you like this content and you want to see more of it. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.